Good morning. We're hoping you're going to have a great week from the team here at Paycor, America's Mortgage Choice. Perhaps you've heard that the mortgage and real estate market is a confusing and challenging space, but there's money to be made and family finances to be protected. So I applaud you for tuning into the RatePulse, where we're going to share some insider secrets on the mortgage business, interest rate market, and help you make smarter financial decisions that'll improve your bottom line. This week's Market Swerve, where we talk about what's happening with interest rates, tells us we really have a mixed market. As you can see, the last few weeks bonds were worse and then have been generally improving. However, last week they seem to be topping out and even reversing downward a little. So the key question is, when do rates really start moving against us significantly? If you take a look at the trend, it seems it might be prudent to be in a locking mode, protecting the good rates we have today. In the media frenzy this week, we have a couple of articles worth reading that discuss interest rates and where they're going. First, we have an article from the Associated Press that talks about us being hopeful of getting a signal from the Fed as to when they may start to increase rates. The article is worth a read since it details that some in the Federal Reserve are currently interested in raising interest rates today. Again, we're likely closer to the end of the interest rate support in the market from the federal government than we are to the beginning, and that's worth watching. The second article in this week's Media Frenzy points out that the Fed is only one factor to consider in interest rates. In fact, the article discusses other factors that can, and likely will, impact the market. Find this article at heraldnet.com. Ultimately, we've been warning for months about rates, and the decision about when and how to lock is for every individual to make themselves based on the information available. This week's game changer comes from one of your editor's favorite blogs, Mark Cuban's blog at blogmaverick.com. Mark, who's the living definition of thinking outside the box, throws out a concept of giving health insurance away via other businesses. Not sure if it would work, but it's certainly worth reading, as most of Mark's stuff is at www.blogmaverick.com. Please introduce the weekly market update by forwarding our link to a friend that'll benefit from the information within. Someone you know is always considering buying, selling, or refinancing. Introduce them to the loan officer whose name appears on the left-hand side of the screen. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch the Rate Pulse, and have a great week from the team at Paycor, America's Mortgage Choice.